This is the Negro Ninja, and today I just want to talk about how owning up never really works to your benefit unless you are around decent people. But let's face it, most people are not decent. As you can tell by what happens when you own up to mistakes around people. For the most part, everybody's in competition with each other. Ain't nobody really in competition except for the people around you. They always want to try to compete. Okay. Typical narcissistic stuff is always a battle. You don't know what the hell is going on, but they battling you. Okay. Every time, and you can really see this on, social media. Everybody got to talk about, here's my accomplishments. They got to make it sound like they doing something grandiose when they actually do something, or just try to make it seem like they're making moves every single day or whatever. Okay. Very irritating. Okay. And they always looking for ways to shit on others. I'm like, okay, you can do what you do, but don't low key try to shit on others while you talking about what you're doing. I'm out there making things happen. Okay, like you basically saying, well, y'all niggas ain't making shit happen. Well, how you know? Okay, so people are very difficult to deal with. Okay, and it's just like the Malcolm in the Middle song. You're not the boss of me now, and you're not so big. Life is unfair. I'm telling you, it's just like that. They all walking around thinking this, okay, and they're thinking that they're bigger than what they are. Okay, it's not. They'll talk to you and say everybody's equal. Okay, but bitches are the word and the word is a bitch. So everything that most people do is very backwards anyway. So they only telling you a lie when they saying what they saying. With how they be preaching this positivity and how they preach negativity. With as much positive shit as they preach, you would think that they got somewhat of a conscience. Okay, they're just the equivalent of a hoe making all these positive comments about uplifting people. Queens uplift queens, but they don't uplift the kings. You see how they try to do it? Okay, and them be the main bitches hating on another bitch that look better than them and shit. Okay, like this one time I seen a video, and I think this made the news. It was this chick. She was curvy. She was like, I wouldn't say her body is amazing. Okay, but she was just curvy. She wasn't fat or nothing. She was all right to me. Okay, she pretty hot though, but like I said, the body wasn't amazing. But this mother saw her taking pictures or whatever, and she told her to cover up because her sons was looking. Okay, I'm like, nah, this bitch just jealous. Because if that was a fat bitch, she'll tell her that she was courageous. Okay, let me see if I can find it, because I remember somebody responded to my comment. Hold on. All right, I can't, let me see if I can type it in. Hold up. Okay, I can't find it though. Okay, but this was a fat bitch, basically telling, just a decent looking chick to cover up. Okay, and it made the news or whatever. Like she caused a big commotion over it. But like I said, if it was a fat woman out there, in many cases when you're, just around in your neighborhood or wherever you're at, a lot of time when you see people showing off their bodies, it's gonna be people that should not be showing off their bodies, like somebody fat or sloppy or bony or something. But she would be telling the fat woman that she was courageous for doing these things. Okay. She'd be telling the fat woman that she was courageous for doing these things. So this basically just goes to show you the mindset that people have, which is why if you was to own up to something, okay, it's only going to put you, they're going to place you in a dumb category. Now, if that woman said, you know what, I was wrong for my behavior and you're right, okay, what would have made, it would have just made that fat woman feel better about herself. Okay. And then in her mind, every chick in a bikini is wrong. They got a nice body. Okay. So the chick that she told to cover up basically was like, whatever. She don't think she was wrong, and neither should you think that you're wrong when people try to make you feel wrong. Okay, even if you did make a mistake. Okay, it's always a battle. Okay, just owning up to something, you still in a battle. Like you can know I made a mistake. I dropped this on the floor. Yeah, you sure did. It's stupid. Okay, these people are not mentally there. Okay, these people are just, it's like they body snatch walking around. You can't even have a simple conversation. You on totally different wavelengths. Okay, you ever just be at a job and you make a mistake? Okay, and it'd be like little stuff that's not really serious. Okay, and you caught it before it got serious. I remember I was new to a job. Okay, I was at a warehouse job. Training was horrible. I was making a lot of little mistakes. I'm like, first of all, y'all didn't even train all that well. How come y'all don't really question the person that trains? She does a terrible job explaining shit. Okay, that's why I'm always having issues. And even when I knew how to do the shit, the system was fucking up. Well, you always have a lot of problems. And I went to another warehouse job. Okay, and it was simple, but at the same time, I still didn't quite get it just yet because I'm new. I said, "Oh man, I made a mistake here." Well, you're making too many mistakes. I probably made about 4 mistakes or whatever, and it was just something small. But I caught it. It's not like I just let the shit go. I'm like, it ain't that big a deal. Let me just ship it anyway. I said, no, man, let me come up here and do this. I'm asking questions and this, that, and this. So what that does is it makes the people, uneasy because bitches are the word and words of bitch. And a lot of people in management position are bitch made niggas. Okay. And there's also a study that shows that they want you to be married before they give you, you most likely to get management positions, or high positions if you're married. Okay. And the reason why they say that is because they say the married man is more reliable. Basically the same reason why the whole marriage to nigga. They got something, they got you by the neck. They got you in a yoke. Okay, you most likely going to commit because you got to raise a family or you're going to lose your wife. It's a whole bunch of shit going on. So they got a bitch mindset. They act like a hoe that don't want to be bothered. You can just be talking to a hoe and a hoe can just drop a conversation at the drop of a dime. If she don't want to answer something, she ain't got to answer it. She ain't got to deal with it if she don't want to, even if she initiated. Just picture a hoe initiating, sex and she just gets scared. Maybe figure she got in more than what she can bargain. She ain't going to continue with it. She's just going to drop it. Like, she'll just make you think it's you instead of her. Okay. The mindset of people is weaker, than yours in many cases. If you're somebody that's watching with some sense. Okay. And once again, it's like talking to hoes, own up to a hoe and see what happens. You can be doing a lot of different things. Okay, let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can set all the points for that. Hold on. Going back to that part where the niggas must, well, you making a lot of mistakes. Okay, once again, it's simple mistakes that's, you catch it and it's no big deal. But if I was to let it go past, then it'll halt production. So I'm like, why you being such a dick, And then they'll tell you stuff like there is no such thing as a stupid question. The only stupid questions is the ones that go unasked. So while you're doing things and trying to better yourself and actually learn to say, here's this, I need help with this, they're judging you. They're putting you into a category. They're trying to say you're incompetent. Why somebody that's incompetent usually keep the job longer because you're wondering, how these idiots working here? Okay, and the reason why is because they don't own up to their mistakes. Okay, and half the time they don't get caught. It's all about perception to people. Just like dealing with hoes, it's all about how she perceives you. And I did a Instagram post earlier. Let me see if I still got it. All right, I think it says, women look for reasons to hate the best type of men, but can't find reasons to hate the worst ones. Okay, and once again, you can just look at jobs and stuff. You're just trying to get a simple job. They got the dumbest motherfuckers working. And then if you do get hired, they be on you like white on rice, like you just supposed to be perfect. You can't make you just they basically want you to be God at a job. Don't ask me questions. You should just know it, despite the fact that I can't explain shit correctly. And that's what it's like when dealing with hoes. I'm telling you, that shit weird. But okay, it's almost as if they would rather for shit to get fucked up rather than you confront them and say, hey, let's fix this problem. Like you just talking to hoes and she might be acting a little dry, even though she seem cool. They like hoes just wishy-washy, and then you try to figure out what's going on with your behavior, and they don't try to give you nothing to work with. It's that type of shit. I'm like, but everything was cool. I'm clearly trying to keep it steady, but you ain't trying to. What's your problem? Okay, just a very bitch mindset. Okay. So when you own up, it gives people a way out. They just look for reasons, to place you into the dumbest category or reason to get rid of you. Okay. Now, since we back on hoes, that's another reason why, directness doesn't really work with a lot of women. Okay. Once again, they only like it when you come at them in a foolish way. You got to just be doing something dumb. Okay. Like all them times I heard niggas, hey, shout let me get your double. talk like that, and they'll get the number because they look stupid. Now, if you just walked up to a chick, hey, I'm just, hold on, I'm not even gonna waste time. I know you busy or whatever. Let me get your phone number. They'll probably, you might get it, you might not get it. But she'll probably feel more threatened. That nigga's just so direct. It's like a katana sword. You see a samurai, and somebody that's good with the sword, they can cut through stuff that you think that can't really be cut through. Because if somebody else is swinging it, there's less direction. Look at somebody try to cut rolled up carpet with a katana blade. Let somebody skilled do it and let somebody unskilled do it and see what happens. The person that's skilled is going to go through it just like that. Somebody that don't know how to do it might actually knock it over. It might not even really cut it all that much. Okay, so that's the psychology behind that. Okay. And then if you just get in with a chick, if she entertain you enough to what you got in with her, and you're trying to take things to the next level, she'll be like, that make me feel like such a bitch. I'm like, why do you feel like such a bitch? You know why she feel like a bitch? Because she knows that when she's out there being a hoe, that she is bold and direct towards whoever she's cheating with. Okay. And she don't feel bad. Then I'm such a bitch. Bad bitch. I wouldn't be surprised if that's where the term came from. I wouldn't be surprised if hoes was calling themselves that type of shit first. They sound like slut talk to me. They probably just popularized it, but it's just, that's a hunch. I don't know if that's true. Okay. Very strange dealing with these hoes, or people in general. They all got the same mindset. Okay, but since we on that part, let me describe what else that's like. It's just like earthworm jim on that level to where you bungee jumping. Okay, so let's say that earthworm jim is the hoe. Okay, and the opponent that you're bungee jumping against is the dude trying to save a hoe. Okay, and it's just back and forth. You just hit each other back and forth. Okay, until the tether breaks. And whoever falls gets bit. Usually the nigga ends up getting bit, because this is the hoes game. The hoes earthworm jim in that stage. She got to win. So, you get bit by that monster at the bottom. Okay. And that's how that goes. First of all, why the fuck are they even... But, and the reason why I'm using it is because, the game doesn't really give you a story of why earthworm jim is bungee jumping. But that's what hoes do. They just do stupid shit. They reckless. Okay. Okay. You're not the boss of me now, and you're not so big. You can't tell me to do shit, nigga. Who the fuck you think you is? Okay. Okay. Now, the funny thing about all this type of stuff is you cannot own up. So if your intentions was, hey, look, I think you're a cool chick, and I just really want this to be sexual. Even if that's her intentions all along, okay, that's not to say that you might necessarily get bad results. But chicks just do this type of stuff sometimes, Well, you make me feel like a bitch. Like she has the intention of being a bitch. Maybe she even cheating on somebody with you. You just don't know. And if you just say that, well, you just make me feel like this. And she'll just probably not do it. Because you're not the boss of her. Who the fuck do you think you are? You can't be direct like that. Even if it is a hoe's intention to be a hoe. Okay, and that shit get on my nerve. You'll see a chick walk around with a thong and a tramp stamp. She'll bend over on you in a certain type of way. And if you talk to her in a certain type of way, even if you're not really doing this shit on purpose, but if you just say something to let her know that you into type of chicks like her, it could fuck up your flow or whatever. So it's strange. So that's kind of like owning up without even trying or something. Okay, and here's another example. I remember one time I was working at a job, okay, and I was just basically cleaning up or whatever. I'm just doing my part right here. Whatever section I got, I'm doing, and I'm just sweeping. And I decided to go an extra mile and just kind of sweep a little bit. Well, you sweeping this part right here, you got to sweep it all now. Otherwise, basically saying that you can just tell your supervisor that you just left this right here. You got to take that up. You shouldn't start right there, And that's basically what that is right there, because you starting a problem that wasn't already there. Well, you could just leave shit alone. Otherwise, you just make it worse for yourself. And that's how they do it. But ironically, the person that left the shit like that, they didn't tell that to him. They didn't say, you making a big mess, clean it up. But they see a person over there doing his shit, taking care of his stuff. Let me sweep all around me. You might as well just sweep the part that's right next to yours, right? Okay, they'll do that shit. And they'll try to get you in trouble, especially if they know your boss is bent over backwards for them and shit. So people love to try to put the ball in your court. Okay, and I remember doing that type of job. It was the type of job to where you got to pick up behind people in general. So whoever worked this store last, may not have done this, that, and this. And then when you get there, you got to do everything. You're like, damn, how y'all let this person leave and they didn't do this? Well, all I got to come. This supposed to only be a 30-minute run for me. Why this person didn't do that, this, and this before he left? Why y'all didn't tell him? Okay, they just put the ball in your court. Okay, but if you don't do it, then you just take responsibility for everything that wasn't done. You might get wrote up. Okay, so you just have to tiptoe around. Okay, and that's not even easy because somebody got to take the blame. That's one of the main reasons why you can, owning up just doesn't really work. I'm not telling people to just sit around and not do the correct thing, but I'm just telling you what happens when you do the correct thing. Okay, it's just like dealing with hoes. You could get into a relationship where this bitch is just toe up all types of ways mentally. Okay, you don't know what that last nigga did, but she expect you to fix it. I'm like, what the hell is you talking about? I just got here. But you need to fix it. And she might end up hating you more than she hated the last nigga. I'm like, you know how they say dating a single mom is like picking up somebody's last game save. I say it's just like picking up somebody's save game in an RPG. You don't know what the hell going on. Okay, which disc is this? You playing a PlayStation RPG. You don't know where to start. Shit, this video can low-key tie into the consequences of being bold series, okay? People are always trying to put the ball in your court, okay? And they see who, like, the more responsible they see you as, the more likely, they'll try that in and you owning up to it, owning up to your mistakes, okay, they'll be hard on you for that, because they figure, you shouldn't make mistakes. They're already in competition with you. Okay, because people think that they are better than what they are. And then when they see somebody that they feel is better than them, that's when they try to play them type of games, That's one of the main reasons why decent men deal with that type of shit with these hoes. Okay. Okay, it's like the 48 laws of powers. Okay. 48 laws of power. They say conceal your intentions. If they have no clue what you are up to, they cannot prepare a defense. Guide them far enough down the wrong path, envelop them in enough smoke. By the time they realize your intentions, it will be too late. Okay, and that's what it's like dealing with these hoes. It's like you love a chick. Okay, but if you tell her what you're up to, she's gonna prepare a defense. Now, once again, one can say maybe she's just not that into you, but stop and think. Why is she talking to you? Okay, why does she even give you this much time to make an impression on her? Okay, it's something weird going on. Okay, something strange is going on. Okay, and that right there should just tell you something right there. Do you really want a bitch like that you have to lie to? Okay, don't you feel good just expressing yourself and just showing love to a chick, telling her what you love about her? Okay, it's like they basically saying be a predator. Like you gotta, it's like the 48 laws of power, they got a lot of good points, but it's like at the same time it's teach you to prey on people, so I don't really recommend that book to people. Okay, but that's just what it's like dealing with people in general, It's like they want you to prey on them. Bitches are the world and the world is a bitch. Going back to what I said earlier. Women look for reasons to hate the best type of men, but can't find reasons to hate the worst ones. Bitches are the word and the words of bitch. You're always seeing people out there picketing for murderers. You see them out there picketing for those dudes that stepped on the neck of that one black dude. Okay. People out there, trying to defend the officers that shot this one black dude. They could have handled that situation better. Even though the black dude could have also handled it better. But the officers were still more wrong. They authority. And if you look at the whole situation, you realize how dumb it was in general. But the worst type of men gonna always have people coming to their defense. Niggas that's not that bad have to find people that like them. Okay, it's just that crazy. Okay. Bitches are the word and words of bitch. Look at how they did Jesus Christ. Looking for reasons to hate him. He went back to his hometown. They tried to throw him off a damn cliff. Jesus, why you ain't performing miracles? Y'all just don't believe in me enough. And he didn't even say it that blunt. Like he said it, he was just saying it. He wasn't mean or nothing. He was like, well, I tell you what, I remember there was a time when this whole place had leprosy and God only cleansed this person. I remember this one time when there was a family and God fed this one woman and they just sat up there and they just, he just said it. Okay, he didn't make anything accusatory or nothing. But what happened was they got that complex. You're not the boss of me now and you're not so big. And they started feeling worse about themselves. Who the F is he? And then they just walked them over there to the cliff and tried to throw him off. And Jesus was like, whatever, y'all ain't doing nothing to me. He just walked through them. Okay. And you see what happens when they asked him a question and he owned up to it. And they tried to kill him. Then he eventually get crucified because they lied on him. Okay, Jesus, why are you able to get rid of demons? You must be Beelzebub. Let me see if I can find this scripture because y'all need to hear this. Okay, before I read that scripture, like I said, tell her check your true intentions. Okay, and she will crucify you. It don't matter. She will destroy you. Look, I just like you. I'm not going to lie. She's trying to be around you and stuff. I got feelings for you. She will rip your skin off. Okay, you tell her your intentions. I really just want this to be sexual. She'll rip your skin off, but the person that finesses her, she'll act like her heart is broken once she figured out, but she will never hate him as much as she'll hate you just for being direct. Okay, so Jesus owning up, they're accusing him. Okay, this is Matthew 12:22 through 32. I'm going to read some parts out of this. Then it was brought unto him one possessed with a devil, blind and dumb, and he healed him, and so much that the blind and dumb spoke and saw. And all the people were amazed and said, is this the son of David? But the Pharisees heard it, and they said, this fellow doth not cast out devils, but by Beelzebub, the prince of devils. They're basically saying he ain't doing it. They're basically saying that he the devil. And Jesus knew their thoughts. You know what? They was thinking, like, oh, they're stupid. I mean, of course, Jesus probably wasn't thinking that in his head. Probably, I know what y'all talking about. He said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. See how he just owned up. This is who I am. I'm Jesus Christ. I am not one of those Negroes of the devil. He just owned up. Okay, he flat out says it right here. He said, and if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And if by Beelzebub cast out devils, and if I by Beelzebub cast out devils, by whom do your children cast them out? Therefore they should be your judges. But if I cast out devils by the Spirit of God, then the kingdom is come unto you. And he just kept it 1000% with them. He that is not with me is against me. This is Jesus. And he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad. Like I said, that made them feel some way about themselves. You can't own up to nothing. Okay, he's showing that type of character. These people feel worse about themselves too. There's a lot of reasons why they got him crucified. Okay, and they should have been on the day. They should be ones crucified, and they got Jesus to do it. And so he died for everybody's sins and stuff. These people ain't nothing. Okay, and then if you righteous, that's just the path you just walk anyway, though. And that's all I got to say for this rant. And this has been the Negro Ninja bringing you your Negro message for today. Negro out.